What is up, everybody? Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the Raw Post Show. It is Monday, October 6th, and with me right now, we got Sancho West making his debut here on the channel. Sancho, welcome. How are you?
What's up, Denise? I had to, help step in because Santi's being the lazy bum. You know how he
Running from the
is.
grind. Running from the
Exactly.
grind.
Exactly. How dare he run away from the grind? How are you, Denise? How are you
Hey,
this Monday night?
I'm doing good, but do you realize we've never actually met nor spoken until right now, this second?
No, not,
Isn't
not,
that crazy?
no warm-ups, no nothing. You need me, I'm there for you, Denise. That's the kind of person that I am. It's good to be on the show. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. So, heads up, everybody. Sancho and I, these were the first words we ever spoke to each other. But he was cool enough to say yes to filling in for Santi, and I was so glad because I was like, I need a co-host, and trying to find somebody. And I was like, hey, you know what? Let's bring Sancho in here. Let's see how we do this, man. So nice to officially meet you and also having you here on the channel. So let's get to it. We actually had a very fun edition of Monday Night Raw. A lot went down. Before we break everything down, how did you feel about this week's show?
It felt like one of the best go homes in a long time. I feel like usually go homes are either a brawl, pull apart, not that very exciting to go into. There was a lot of movement, a lot of storylines. I feel like it's always been a criticism of mine when it comes to Triple H booking Denise, where it's like baby steps. We get a little bit here, a little bit there. 2 weeks go by, and then we get a little bit more. This time, like a lot of storylines felt like they moved forward, and that's what gets me excited about Crown Jewel and Perth. The people in my chat were talking about that it's a mini little mania type of vibes with all the big hitters there. But I'm excited just to see it all go down. And some matches are surprising me. Like we got some new matches added tonight, and that's exciting because I'm a big fan of giving me like that 78, matches per PLE. Don't give me 4 or 5, 7 to 8. That's the kind of belt I'm in right now.
Okay, see, I like that you brought this up, by the way, that it was a good go home show for Crown Jewel. Now, for this is the first time that we're having Crown Jewel that's not taking place in Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be in Perth, Australia. I don't know if you saw the reactions when the Australian fans got Crown Jewel. There were kind of a lot of complaints on the online of people being like, "Oh man, we were waiting forever and this is the show that we're getting." And now, but looking at this card, it is pretty damn good. There are some matches here, and you mentioned some new matches that were added really quickly. Let's go through some of the matches that have been announced for Crown Jewel. So, of course, we already knew Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. We'll talk more about that later. Stephanie and Tiffany, we've known that for a bit. John Cena and AJ Styles, that's the big one that people are really excited about. No story, but it's going to be kick ass according to AJ Styles, and I buy it. And then we're also going to be seeing Rhea Ripley and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors. That story has developed very nicely. But we just added on the opening of Raw today, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in Australia street fight. Let's start there, Sancho. How did you feel about this match being made at the top of Monday Night Raw?
At first, I was like, we're running this one again. I thought we already, put that to bed. I thought Roman got his shoes back. I thought we were fine and over with. But I got to feel like the way I look at it now is I was like, man, good for Bronson Reed, right? Bronson Reed jumped off War Games cage, shattered his ankles. And then before that, he unable to attend Perth because of the birth of his baby. So there was a lot of things going on in Bronson Reed's world that he was unable to be a part of that PLE down in Perth the first time around. I think it was Elimination Chamber. So here we are now, Crown Jewel Perth. Bronson Reed now being back in the main event with Paul Heyman behind him. There's a lot of things like big pluses for Bronson Reed fans, right? You got to say that. Paul Heyman in Perth, in Australia, going up against the Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. So that to me, I think is a win all around. But if you're a Roman Reigns fan, you're like, why are we taking time with Bronson Reed again? Because I thought it was over. But at the same time, you look at the whole picture, the whole thing, as I would say, at least we're getting Roman at Crown Jewel. I think that in itself is a win.
It really is. And
Yeah.
you're right about that. And I'm glad that you mentioned, too, that Bronson Reed did miss out, during this when we were there last time in Australia due to him getting hurt at War Games. And that's such a great point because I hadn't even thought about that until you said it right now. So I'm like, oh, yeah, man, let's fucking go, Bronson. I'm really glad that they made this into a street fight because I really wasn't sure, okay, how are we going to make this different? What is going to be the new thing? And how is this going to go? How are we going to go about it? The thing that I liked and disliked liked about this, it was just a little nitpicking, right? Because that's what we do sometimes. Is one of the things that Paul Heyman was trying to do was hold back Bronson Reed from going
Mm,
fight Roman Reigns. Sanjay,
mhm.
I was mad. I was like, dude, he's a grown ass man. If he wants to go out there and fight Roman Reigns, he should be fighting Roman Reigns. Eventually, he did go after him once Roman Reigns really pissed him off, and he went out there and go chase down Roman. But here's my pet peeve, and this is my pet peeve.
Okay.
I hate security guards breaking up these fights as fast as they do
Yeah.
all the time. It almost puts the brakes on something that is supposed to get me excited because very quickly they come in and they suck the fun. So I wanted them just to like let me have a little bit more here with Roman and with Bronson because I liked it. I liked the fire. I loved the vision of I liked the image of Bronson walking and being pissed, like, you know what, Roman Reigns, you freaking did it. I'm not gonna listen to Paul Heyman and I'm gonna get my hands on you. I don't know. Am I crazy?
No, no, I think what's another detail that's being forgotten is it feels like people are no longer listening to Paul Heyman, right? You had Seth Rollins not listening to Paul Heyman run into the ring last week, where he was ignoring that and went into the ring, got destroyed by Cody Guile Rhodes. And then you have Paul Heyman trying to pull back Bronson Reed. I think we're going to get another Braun Breaker moment where it feels like the Oracle doesn't have control. And I know we're going to talk about it later, but I did like the idea of Paul Heyman going, hey, man, if you lose against Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, I'm going to jump ship. So I wonder if they're going to continue expanding on that. It feels like sometimes the WWE has something good, and if you really pay attention, as was it Bray Wyatt says, you got to watch for the buzzards, right? Follow the buzzards. If you following the little details of the storyline that Paul Heyman doesn't have control of the vision or doesn't have respect like he did as the wise man of the bloodline, I wonder if that develops anything more, because every time you don't listen to Paul Heyman, you pay the price.
Oh, I think it has to. I loved that backstage moment today because here's the thing, like things have not been looking too great right now with Seth Rollins and with Paul Heyman. The one of the most recent signs was when he said he knew, and I put quotations up in the air, when he said he knew about Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar kind of doing their thing. I didn't believe Seth Rollins when he said he knew that they were going to do something together. Like I didn't buy any of that. So it already made me start to feel that maybe the relationship between Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins isn't what we think that it is, right?
Mhm.
Him saying, you know, what would happen if I lose to Cody Rhodes? I like that they dug deeper into this by Paul saying the truth. He gave him the cold, hard truth, telling him Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they're not going to look at him the way that they normally do. They're going to lose hope in him. He's going to lose the locker room. You know, he's going to lose his pride. And Seth basically saying, well, what about you? Are you going to leave me too? And Paul Heyman's like, well, I'm going to start revisiting things. But here's the thing though, Sancho. I don't know how you felt when Paul Heyman aligned with Seth Rollins, but my reaction was, why? Why would you pick Seth Rollins over Roman Reigns and CM Punk? So now, if Seth Rollins does lose, to me, that's only going to prove my original feelings that I had in regards to this whole him picking Seth over Roman and Punk.
I was hoping Paul Heyman would just be like, hey, it's not a big deal if you lose. Cody gets another ring, another big belt, and we just move on to the next feud because, you know, crown jewel, champion versus champion. The only thing they did wrong with Gunther last year, Denise, was that Gunther just got all shy and he just forgot who he was. I do like that they added stakes. That's the most important thing, is they added stakes to this crown jewel. Last year, I feel like they didn't have any legs with the fallout of Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. This year, it feels like there's a lot more at stake than just a ring and a belt. This feels like it's a lot more. And obviously, you cannot have Seth Rollins lose everything, can you? I mean, already Becky Lynch is already like in his ear and things like that and trying to be distraction. And Seth Rollins is so enamored with the Rolex. But if Rollins loses against Cody Rhodes, who is so obsessed, I would say obsessed, that he has to be Cody Rhodes, I don't think they pull that trigger. There's just no way that they're going to throw away so much investment in the vision so quickly. I feel like it's still young. It's a still young faction, Denise.
Yes, they're still a baby. You got to read them little songs and make their brains grow and
Yeah.
develop and all of these things. I'm with you, man. I don't think Seth, as much as I love Cody Rhodes and, you know, all of that, I don't think Seth should lose again to Cody Rhodes. I really don't. Or else it's going to be making him look like a fool. You can't make him look like a fool like that. He's already insecure.
Did you feel weird back in the day in the WrestleMania when he debuted Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins that I was so shocked that Vince at the time let Seth Rollins lose to Cody Rhodes? I know the typical thing if it's a returning superstar, but this is not just some old returning superstar. It is an AEW superstar coming into the WWE, beating the poster boy of the WWE at the time of Seth Rollins. And not only let him lose at Mania, lose again in Hell in a Cell match. Like, that was insane to me that they'd let that happen twice in a row. So I was like, wait a minute, I thought everything was being put in the Seth Rollins egg basket, and then now everything's going to Cody Rhodes so easily. So now that we got that story, now we're here again, and that's what I love about this Crown Jewel match is there's so much lore to it versus last year was this Cody and Gunther. We were like, Gunther, you're wasting time. Champion versus champion. If Gunther loses, he looks a lot worse, and there's no way Cody Rhodes would have lost after beating Roman Reigns at Mania that year.
It's wild because hearing you say that and like going back to Cody and Seth during that time at WrestleMania, when you look back at that, it was 100% the right call to make to have Cody go out the way that he did,
Mm,
win the way that he did, because that, and I know this is an entirely different subject, but at the end of the day, that changed perception for a lot of people where suddenly people on the other side in AEW were like, if I go to WWE, all of these wonderful things are going to happen to me. Like, look at Cody Rhodes. And then
mm-hmm,
eventually look at CM Punk and, look at Jade Cargill and look at
mm-hmm.
all these big things that happen. And what seemed like we didn't know all of that was going to happen in that moment, but you're right. It really did. Like, that one moment catapulted into something huge. And now Cody Rhodes is the guy. That's the only thing that's kind of like my pet peeve too in this with Seth and Cody is that Seth keeps saying that like Cody is not going to be the future, that Steph's going to be the future. I'm like, bro, the future is right now.
It's
And
already
Cody
made, yeah.
Rhodes, it's happening. He's that guy. He's the one, doing all of the, advertisements. He's main eventing WrestleMania. Like, what's his streak now at this point? He's been a part of like every single WrestleMania main event in the last couple of years. And then a key is that guy with the merch selling and everything. So I almost wish that Cody would say, you know what? It's not even about the future. It's about right now. And I'm the guy right now.
I love it. I love it. I get word in the chat. People tell me, is this a bigger feud than Taylor Swift and Charlie? Is this a bigger feud than
You
those
knew
two,
I was
Denise?
50, Sancho.
Is this a bigger feud, Denise?
Let me tell you, I have been okay. I'm just gonna say this, and
Go ahead.
if not, I will go on 40 minutes of a rant about this. But all I'm gonna say is this: is that I'm glad I was never a Charlie XCX fan. I even felt a little left out during Brat Summer, but it just never won me over, and I'm glad. Okay, do not mess with my queen, T Swift.
Well, to be fair, Charlie has a Rumble song over Taylor. We need some Taylor songs in the WWE. That was a banger Charlie XCX song. It was.
They wish. Okay, they wish. All right. If they had a Taylor Swift song, forget it. Like, it would be like massive. Okay. They wish. All right. We got Bailey Darley here. You got to understand, Sancho. This is the first thing you should know about me. I'm a diehard.
I know
Like
you are.
a
I know
diehard.
you. Hey, if this was like back in the day, Taylor Swift would be in the WrestleMania at some point. I mean, we had Cyndi Lauper in the way beginning. There's
Yeah.
no rhyme or reason why we haven't had Taylor Swift. Maybe Kelsey has to get involved in WWE, then we get Taylor Swift. That's
I'm
how it
pretty
has to
sure
happen.
she has seen. Okay, so when she did the podcast, by the way, with Travis,
Yes.
I'm not sure if you saw, but like right behind him the entire time, but because he's so big, it did block it, was the WWE Championship. It was right behind Travis the entire interview.
There you go. Make it
Crazy
happen.
stuff. All right, we got Bailey Darley here who says, "Hey, hope you're good. Just here waiting for Raw to finish, and I think the spinner title is underappreciated." Do you agree with that, Sancho? Do you think it's underappreciated or appreciated enough?
It feels like it's a relic of its time. It feels like an analog like technology, you know what I mean? It feels so dated. And I think that's what people love about it's dated. It's a dated thing. It feels like a throwback to the I know it's not it was made in the 2000s, but it feels like a 90s type of belt. It's a homage to the hip hop of those days. You know, the Flavor Flav type of fashion and things of that sort. So I get it, but I'm glad it's gone. I mean, if you wanted something for me, it's like bring back the wing. I love that bring back the winged, the title of the eagle wing. I love that stuff. So the winged eagle's the best.
I'm with you. Thank you, Bailey. We got Issa David. What's up? Says, I don't know if anyone's already asked, but how many times did you listen to the T Swift album and what's your favorite song so far?
Wow.
More importantly, how many times has Reg listened to it? I'm sure it's a zero for him. I've been listening to it nonstop since Thursday night. I've been going really, really hard at it. I just love it so much. And my favorite song is Opalite. Second is Canceled. Third is Elizabeth Taylor. Four is The Fate of Ophelia, and then after that it gets blurry on which ones my favorites.
What's interesting is I recently watched ACL, the Austin City Limits Festival, and they had Sabrina Carpenter main event that with the headliner, so to speak, there. And there was so much of the internet that were pining for Taylor Swift to show up so they could do the Life of a Showgirl together. And everybody was waiting for that moment. I was like, aha, I tweeted this out. Now you know what it feels like to fantasy book something and it doesn't come true. Not today, Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift fans. That's not happening. Maybe next week that'll be happening at the second week in ACL. But imagine if that would have happened, Denise. You would have got Taylor Swift in
Dude,
Austin, Texas.
yeah, it was a theory. I saw people like thinking that it was going to happen, and I thought, damn, man, to be in that audience, I would have loved that, but it didn't happen. But
Didn't
I love
happen.
Sabrina too. I love her so much. I have a giant poster of Sabrina on the other side of my wall that no one can see, but I love her so much too.
You want to hear another theory real quick?
Ooh, what is
Do
it?
you believe in this theory? The
What?
reports of John Cena versus Gunther on Saturday night's main
Oh, I
event. Do you
thought you were
believe?
gonna say something totally different.
No, no, I'm just trying to steer us back into wrestling. I could go forever about Taylor Swift.
Okay, so look, Gunther and John Cena for a long time has been a theory. There were people thinking that it was going to happen, but I feel given that we haven't seen Gunther in a long time,
60
it
days,
could
yeah.
happen. How many days has it been? 60 days?
60 plus, 60 plus.
Jesus Christ. It could be like this really cool moment of, oh shit, Gunther's back. This is going to happen. I don't think the fans would hate it, but I also do think some fans would. But I think at this point, the last match is so big, so grand that I don't know if anybody's going to be like on the same page with who that final match will be because it really means a lot. Whoever's the last person that's facing John Cena. And I think there will be some people that are torn on whether or not they would want it to be Gunther or not.
I just can't see it where it's Gunther retiring both Goldberg and John Cena in the same year. That's kind of crazy if you think about it, right?
I mean, he is pretty scary. I can buy it. I can really, really buy it. And I love Gunther, but I feel bad though. I feel bad for Gunther because so many people were saying like, oh yeah, Gunther's boring. Gunther's boring. I'm like, Gunther's not boring. It's just that, they didn't really do like the last couple of months were a little rough. And, the
Okay.
Goldberg thing was like the best thing that probably happened to him. And it wasn't even good. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay,
It's crazy.
to bring it back. Was it because he lost to Cody at Crown Jewel that kind of ruined his little vibe a little bit?
I don't think it was that. For me, it was actually the Pat McAfee stuff, believe it or not. I wasn't a fan of that.
Oh, good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
I'm like, dude, this man is freaking scary. What do you mean you're having Pat McAfee go out there and act like Gunther's just any ordinary guy? Like, no, Gunther's a
Mm.
machine. Like, I see Gunther as a machine. Like, I see Gunther the way that they had okay, are you a Rocky fan?
The Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, like
Yes,
Rocky movies?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yes.
Rocky 4. Rocky 4 is my favorite Rocky.
Drago, yeah.
Yes, I see Gunther like Drago. Like I see him like that. Like this killer machine that's like, I'm gonna, beat the living life out of anybody. Like
Yeah.
I'm just so mean and so scary and no one can beat me. That's how I see Gunther, and
Wait.
they ruined that for me when they had him out there with freaking Pat McAfee. And I like Pat McAfee.
Wait. So you want the WWE to book Gunther and Cena like Rocky 4, where Gunther destroys our killings, right? Ron killings, like Apollo Creed.
I don't know about all that.
And then Gunther goes, if he dies, he dies. Boom.
I would scream if he ever busted out that line. Scream. If he
Right.
did that to John Cena, if he dies, he
He
dies.
dies. Yes.
Oh, I would scream so loud. But
Only
that's the kind of image that I have of Gunther is what I'm trying to say. Like
I feel that. I
that's
feel that.
that's how I see Gunther. Like the matches that he had with Ilya, that's what built this persona, this image of what I
Mm.
think Gunther is.
I need to have John Cena run in the snow to Hearts on Fire. That's the only thing that needs to happen.
Let's go. All right, we
go.
got John Taylor here who says, as a peace offering, here is $25 to appease La Llorona. My spooky work
God.
story is when I had to install equipment at one of my works. old headquarters at 3 a.m. The building was an old hospital built in the 1800s, totally haunted. Yeah, screw that.
Uh-oh.
So, Sancho, you missed it, but earlier during my watch along for the first time ever, my internet went out 2 times,
Oh
and it
no.
happened as I was talking about spooky spirits. So that shit scared the crap out of me, and now I think La Llorona's after me.
Don't do that.
Knock
Don't
on
do that.
wood.
Don't do that. Don't mess with
Thank you,
that.
John.
Wait, you ever heard of Bloody Mary when you were a kid?
When you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror and she appears.
Yeah, and the only way you could get her away is to give her a bucket of blood.
Okay, I didn't know that part. I
Yeah.
just knew that if you do the Bloody Mary chant 3 times, that she appears. I've never tried it. F that. I don't mess with spirits, Sancho. Like, I really don't. That's where I draw the line. Spirits and insects, I don't mess with them. Or the ocean. You'll never win.
Some say if you say the rock in the mirror 3 times, he appears. It's gonna be bloodline rules.
With the chills and everything.
Yes, exactly. Santi Ride is real for me. I'm sorry.
We got Steven Marchuli here who says, who do you want Cody and Stephanie to work with at WrestleMania? Stephanie, God, I would like it to be Rhea. Cody, I don't know. I mean, God, I don't know. I can think of like CM Punk, for example. I'm kind of good with anything with Cody as long as it's like obviously a top individual. But Stephanie, for sure, I think it should be Rhea.
You know, if they wanted to build up Street Fighter, just put Roman and Cody again. Why not? Akuma versus Guile. Make it happen.
Imagine running it back again. Honestly, there's a lot of people that I think would be on board with that. I necessarily wouldn't because I'm ready for other new things here. But hey, we got Tracy WV who says, so bet time. If Cody wins on Saturday, $50 super chat. But if my boy wins, $20 super chat. And you need to be nice and not mock him, which you like to do, DD, for Raw. DOBTW, buy the shirt yet. Tracy, thank you so much for reminding me. I've been a little bit all over the place, and I also threw out my whiteboard. So I need to make sure to do that ASAP. And then, yes, we will do this bet, and I promise I will be nice to your boy, Seth Rollins. Thank you, Tracy. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, are you doing a watch along for October 17th in San Jose? Lil Man and me will be there, but want to pop on the stream and say hi to the DWO live. He is so pumped. October 17th is SmackDown. I am planning on being here to cover and do the watch along for SmackDown, Frank. Thank you. We got John Taylor here who says, I have no idea who Sancho is, but I like him already.
I am Santi's babysitter, okay? I make sure Santi shows up on time. He does the podcast. We do our match clubs. I'm the one that takes care of him, okay? He's my son.
Easy. That's some big responsibility, by the way.
He's having fun in Japan. Too much fun, though. I got to tell him, slow down.
We got Dion here who says, Sancho Mania, the Glaze Factory is in the building.
Let's not embarrass me. Denise, do you know what I have when it comes to the Glaze Factory? When we talk, it's a set of wrestlers that I love that are broken, right? That are not revered and they don't get the best booking, but I absolutely love them. In the Glaze Factory currently, we've had Braun Strowman, but he got let go. But it is LA Knight and Rusev right now are in the Glaze Factory, and Raquel, we love them all. And then now we're thinking about adding some more people that are, and Karrion Kross was part of the Glaze Factory. So you see the theme? Like really, really great wrestlers that are just not getting the love they deserve.
But this is like a donut reference, right?
Yes, of course. Jesus.
Okay, just making sure.
It's a donut reference.
So they haven't been glazed yet.
I'm the one that does it. I'm the one that is champion for them. For the longest time, I absolutely love Karrion Kross. And I was telling people that Karrion Kross is doing things that you just don't see it because he's dealing with the New Day and he's like on weird hours of the show. But he's working and look at him. He's doing some great things. The same with LA Knight. Always a second fiddle. It feels like someone asked me in my chat today. They were like, hey, you think LA Knight's going to be up for a championship run? I was like, sure, maybe Money in the Bank. He could be up there. He could win Money in the Bank. But then like a week out, someone else shows up and steals all his thunder. That's the thing that always happens with LA Knight. Someone always shows up and takes everything away from him.
But here's the thing, though. Like I always say, though, this is not a participation trophy. If someone comes out and steals your thunder, then your thunder should have been harder.
Well, that means make LA Knight heel.
And if you want your thunder to be hard, Blue Chew, promo code Denise.
That's a good one. That's a good segue.
That doesn't even make sense, to be honest. I just make everything sound dirty and then add Blue Chew promo code Denise to it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. But yes, that's what the Glaze Factory is, Denise. It's a little faction.
That's not nothing to be ashamed about.
A little faction that we have to take care of the people.
I like that. All right, thank you, Dion. We got Infamous Raider Loco says, "What's up, DWO leader and Sant? Dot dot dot. Wait a minute, Santi looks tanned and has a new hat. LMFAO, JK. What up, Sancho? Welcome in. No Stephanie's O10 show, JK. But boo, yeah, dude, they keep doing our girl Stephanie dirty, man. I've been feeling for like the longest time that this woman should be constantly on the show, but they've been they were pushing her more before she was even champion, before she even
Yep.
won the battle royal. And now, she's gotten a couple moments here and there. Thankfully, she does have a match on SmackDown, but let's be real. It's a can they coexist matchup. How have you been feeling about the presentation of Stephanie?
At first, I had a problem with Stephanie Vaquette and Tiffany Stratton doing their first meet backstage in the locker room. I thought that was a bummer for the ladies when they gave Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes like multiple segments. They gave a video package, things like that. I love that they actually had a contract signing. I thought that was cool. And I know it was very vanilla and it was very basic face versus face and they didn't really go into deep. There was no Cody Rhodes splashing someone with the contract. There was nothing that kind of bizarre or outlandish. It was simple, clean, and I enjoyed that. But I do agree with you because it's interesting. I made a video on my YouTube channel talking about how Stephanie Vaquette would be on ice after she won the championship. And it feels like she is kind of on ice despite having a championship match on PLE. She should be everywhere. They should like let her entrance get up, get like pops and things like that. Just keep showing her out. Hell, even Jade Cargill, who wasn't a champion at all, got this big grand reveal on when she came over from AEW. They treated her like she was a 5-star signing. And they did the same thing with Stephanie Vaquette for a second, but then she just disappeared. Remember that moment when Io Sky was champion and out came Stephanie Vaquette? We're like, oh my God, this is a banger of a match. Stephanie Vaquette is basically a contender, and she's filling this void up here, waiting for Naomi to figure all that out. And then when Naomi goes and relinquishes the title, so went Stephanie Vaquette. I don't like that when the WWE does that. Like when Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Rhea took off, no matches for Liv Morgan. Let Liv Morgan wrestle. Let Stephanie Vaquette wrestle while we're waiting for the matches to happen at PLE.
Yeah, I don't like that. I feel like a champion should be put on a pedestal, and I prefer like fighting champions, and Stephanie is that kind of a champion, and that's the way that she connects with people is through her wrestling.
Yeah.
So I feel like anytime you're not doing that, you're sort of taking away, you're like dimming her light. So, man, I hope that they don't drop the ball on Stephanie. That's been a big concern. Santi and I talk about it on Monday Night Raw post show quite often, and we're just like, all right, please, like let's make sure you do not drop the ball on Stephanie. Thank you, Infamous Raider Loco. We got Stephen Marchuli here who says, is the story Jimmy wants to be Jay and Jay wants to be Roman? Okay, so let's break this down because we're getting, a whole new little chapter of the bloodline story. This is my simple breakdown of this. Jay is kind of acting like Roman. Roman has said things that has influenced Jay. Jimmy doesn't like it. Roman doesn't like it, that Jimmy doesn't like it. He watches the show. That is where we're at right now. That is the simplest explanation that I can make surrounding what is happening with this story. How have you been feeling about what you saw, especially today when we had CM Punk called Jay Little Roman? It was so funny. He called him Little Roman, and then there was also that backstage interaction where Jimmy and Jay were arguing back and forth, and Roman was like, telling Jimmy, like, hey, you've never even been champion the way that he has, basically saying Jay is closer to him than he is to Jimmy, and that Jimmy just hasn't done what he's done.
I mean, just let Jimmy's going to be a new dad. Be nice to Jimmy, let him do his thing. What I do feel about Jey Uso is I'm excited for this. I'm hopeful. I do feel that the WWE wants to replace Roman Reigns with Jey Uso because Roman's not around as much and Jey can be. And I feel that the WWE feels that the Bloodline storyline is very crucial for them in that it does produce a lot of money, the Bloodline. And for them to kind of put that to rest after building it up for so many manias and things like that with Roman's title reign. And then when Roman's schedule got lighter and lighter, I'm like, wow, what are they going to do to replace the Bloodline? They tried with Solo Sikoa. That didn't really work that well. And even then, it never felt like it was a true successor to the Bloodline. It did feel like Solo just went off and did his thing and trying to steal a thunder. But I am excited about Jay trying to be molded into the image of what Roman thinks what is the tribal chief. And I think if they drop that line and they give Jey Uso the Ula Fala at some point, I think that'd be worlds of wonder for this entire story. And it makes Jey Uso seem more than just a WWE machine product. right? Main event Jey Uso, the yeeting, the entrance, the merch, all that, the unreal, strapping the rocket to Jey Uso, all felt like it was behind the WWE machine. Whereas Roman Reigns giving Jey Uso the love, Roman Reigns out there making sure that Jay's ready to be a main eventer, telling him what he needs to do. He says something about it's all about you got to put yourself first more than anything when you go out there. That to me speaks volumes, and that means more that family, the bloodline lineage is putting all its eggs in the Jey Uso basket. I'm like, now that's important. And that feels different than a Solo Sikoa MFT bloodline team move, right? This actually feels like it's a part of the extension because it's Roman Reigns that's being involved into it. And it is interesting how you talked about Jimmy and Jay. They are always the centerpiece of the bloodline because it always feels like good versus evil, one brother trying to help another brother. And that works so well in the Thunderdome. And if they could recreate that magic with a live audience in front of everybody, I think it's going to be really cool. I'm intrigued, but it's such a difficult thing to do because Jey Uso is so inconsistent with his promos and his backstage segments. Sometimes he's on point, sometimes he loses a point, but oftentimes he could hit a home run more than anything. So I, for one, I'm all aboard it. What about you, Denise? Are you thinking this is a rehashing of the MFT Bloodline 2.0 team move type of vibes? Or?
So I can't even put these in the same universe with like what's going on with Solo and Jeff and JC Mateo and all that they got going on over there. That feels like an entirely different universe than what we've seen with the Usos and what we've seen with Roman Reigns. Like night and day difference. Sadly, I haven't been a fan. I wasn't a fan of them trying to make Solo Sikoa into Little Roman. Like, I did not dig that whatsoever. The times I've liked Solo Sikoa, it's actually when he's been polar opposite of that, when he's been like that sort of like unintentionally funny, quirky kind of guy.
Right.
But whenever they try to make him into a Little Roman, I just don't buy it. I really don't. Now, the part that has me interested with this whole scenario that we're seeing over on Raw is I'm interested in two things. One, I'm interested in seeing how far Jey Uso is going to take this. How much of Roman Reigns is he going to adopt into his own personality? That's one of the interests that I have. And two, is it even going to work, right? Like, is it going to happen? Like, are people going to buy Jey Uso as this like more meaner kind of into himself, cares about himself kind of guy? I don't know. But the other part that I'm interested in is what's the eventual dynamic, because Roman Reigns is always the guy that's on top. If somehow, some way, Jey Uso finds his way on top again, okay, what does this mean for his relationship with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso? We're back to kind of where we were at, several years ago. So I don't know, but I'm liking it. I'm intrigued. And I think the reason why I like it is because it's Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns is involved, when Roman Reigns is part of the story, you shut up and you listen. And that's just how it is.
Does Roman Reigns bring back the Ulafala?
I'm gonna say no. I think it's kind of is outdated, too harsh of a word.
Perhaps.
I feel like we're gonna take a couple steps back. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say we're taking a couple steps backwards. We need to try new lands here.
What if? Oh, so you like the Shula follow or the Ula?
No, I hate that. By the way, I was thinking today that they need to stop calling Bronson Reed the tribal thief. He hasn't stolen shit in forever, and the only things he did steal was Roman shoes.
He's stolen my heart, Denise.
No, that does not count. That does not count.
He's a heart taker. Are you okay?
The heart taker, not the Undertaker.
No, he's a heart taker. That's right.
Thank you, Steven. We got Terrence Matthews here who says he lost to Cody 3 times in a row. Exactly. He really needs that win, bro. His pride is on the line. Thank you, Terrence. We got Jacob Tatum here who says all in on Jay becoming once again champion in 2026 due to his heelish demeanor and the possibility of a heel turn. And thoughts on Lynch versus Maxine Dupree. Dude, that was crazy. Can we talk about that now? Because holy shit. Sancho, I'm going to be real with you. When I saw that they made Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree again, I kind of dismissed it. And I thought, oh, maybe AJ Lee's going to get involved somehow. Either before the match, maybe she'll cost Becky Lynch the win, or maybe she'll come out and attack Becky Lynch afterwards. That was my line of thinking. I was not expecting to see the feistiest, most courageous, most best she's ever looked in the ring ever, Maxine Dupree, in this match with Becky Lynch, which, by the way, Maxine won after Becky Lynch ended up getting counted out. This was insane. It was so much fun. How'd you feel about it?
I, for one, started. I just turned on my air conditioning because I am sweating here.
Oh, it gets hot, especially when you got the lights on.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I was shocked about was when Maxine and Becky's match went to commercial. I was like, wait a minute, we're going to another commercial. We get more of this match after this commercial. And that's when I started to lean into this match more than ever. I, for one, enjoy Maxine matches because I feel like every match you see the progression in what she does. Like, ooh, she's doing this move now. She's doing a fisherman suplex. That's awesome. She's doing transitional chain wrestling. That's awesome. Becky Lynch could put on a big match with anybody, and this was a good factor. Like on the flip side, you looked at Charlotte and B-Fab, right? The big moment for B-Fab. Maxine and B-Fab are kind of in the same boat type of vibe. Maxine has been showing that she's great and like really solid on the mic, and B-Fab's great on the mic. Where B-Fab and Maxine are a little different is that I feel like Maxine has progressed a little bit faster than B-Fab has. No, I love B-Fab, but I think B-Fab needs more singles opportunities. But on a SmackDown show, there's not many. But when Maxine and Becky went the distance and kept going after more time in the ring, I thought Maxine got better. I thought the match got better. I thought Becky and Maxine, their chemistry got better. There was a little bit of roughness at the very beginning. But is this a safe place, Denise?
Yes, this is a safe place. We allow freedom here. Like, you can say what you want, say what you feel.
It's time to get rid of Alpha Academy.
Okay, I don't think you're wrong in that. I've been feeling like that for a while.
Time to put it to rest. Change it. Give Maxine
Take off the glaze. Take off the glaze.
Take off the glaze. Give Maxine her own theme. Give Maxine her own identity. It's time to put Maxine in her own solo act. I love Tozawa. I love Otis. But Alpha Academy, if you want Maxine to grow, you got to let her go. Let her get free. Let her do her thing, and let's see what Maxine can do as a solo act.
I'm with you on this. And one, I don't know if I would have been with you, last week or the week before that. But coming off of this match, Becky Lynch put on a hell of a performance with Maxine. Becky Lynch she's on another level. So we got to give credit to Becky Lynch here because she helped Maxine get to this point. What we saw today was a breakout performance. And that's why I agree with you now, because I go, okay, suddenly, because I've always liked Maxine, right? I always thought, even though she got a lot of shit because she wasn't the best wrestler on the show, we know that. Fine, whatever, you can say it. But what I liked about Maxine was that she was, I don't know how to say this, but she was always cute. You know what I'm saying? Like cute. Like everything she did was cute. Yeah. Even if it wasn't the best technically sound move that she did, it was still cute and it had personality and it would kind of make me laugh. Like I still enjoyed her work, and I've always liked her personality. But now, after this performance, and now that I saw, okay, she's kind of improved here. And this was definitely like night and day from what we've seen from her in the past. Suddenly, I'm interested in what the Maxine Dupree package alone would look like. Now, of course, she was in there with Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch is going to help her be a lot better because of the experience that Becky Lynch has. But I think this was a really, really great start to what she could become if we continue to if they continue to work with her. Whatever she's doing, keep doing it, girl. Like, keep doing it. We can keep seeing that, and who knows where it'll take her.
I'm shocked that we're getting Maxine's solo run in the big 2025. That's weird. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Jacob. We got Bailey Darley here who says, what's everyone hyped for on Crown Jewel? For me, it's Stephanie and Tiffany. That's the match that I'm most excited for. What about you, Sancho?
Can I cheat on this one? I kind of excited to see if they set up war games here. Like, that's what I get. I feel like the heels are going to win a lot of the matches. The Vision is going to get some wins over anybody that they're facing at Perth because it's going to make everyone go, wait, we need to team up to take out the Vision at War Games. And I'm hyped for just the possibility, the idea that if Brock Lesnar shows up and he is rumored to kind of help Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is keeping Brock Lesnar in the back pocket just in case Seth Rollins, like what if the main event is Cody, stick with me here. If the main event is Cody and Seth Rollins of Perth, and Paul Heyman felt that Seth Rollins was so adamant of beating Cody Rhodes that he uses Brock Lesnar to be the guy that helps beat Cody Rhodes, right?
But okay, so here's the thing though.
Hit
Does
me.
Seth Rollins even like is that does he care like in the
He
sense
would
that
care.
no, does he care in the sense that he would his pride be hurt by the fact that Brock Lesnar had to help him? You know what I'm
No,
saying?
his pride would be hurt that Paul Heyman didn't believe that he would
Okay,
be
yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah. Okay, see,
right?
yeah, exactly. Because if you're it is even though Seth Rollins is a heel, you don't want to win a match with the help of Brock Lesnar, with the
No,
help of it's like getting the help of the ex. Like, oh, you're so bad in bed. I had to bring my ex to come in here and get the job done. That's what this would be like.
exactly. And so Seth Rollins feels hurt that Paul Heyman never trusted him. And then we get that going into War Games. And then that's when they say, oh my God, Paul Heyman, the Oracle, has set up the vision with Brock Lesnar. Let's assemble the crew to take him out at Survivor Series War Games. And then you get all this. And what's the entire locker room for the face side is going to be spending their time? Can we get John Cena to wrestle at War Games? There you have that. They
Yeah,
build
I
that
think
up.
people want to see that. Yeah.
They build that up without John Cena because he doesn't have any appearances. So they're going to build that up. He has 2 Monday Night Raws before the Survivor Series. So they build that up and they're trying to recruit John Cena. And of course, John Cena could sell how dangerous War Games could be and say, I don't think I should wrestle in that. That thing's like a scary thing. Because you know how sometimes they love to build up the Hell in the Cell, love to build up the danger of a cage match. They're going to build up the danger of War Games and that John Cena is about to enter their first War Games ever in his career, something that he's never done before. And I think they could build that up. And hey, who to better call in to take out the monster than Superman? So I think that's what I'm hyped for. If I had to cheat and give my answer, that's what I'm hyped for.
I'm with you. Thank you, Bailey. I like that because you got to do something, right? And
Got
we're
to do
so
something.
close. I mean, I don't even know how many days we are away from Survivor Series, so I'm with you. We got Dion here who says, Denise, can you please put Sancho on the
Yes.
thumbnail? It would force Santi to do it too. God,
Yes.
Santi's just holding you back, huh?
He
He's just
says
holding you down.
I'm too pretty to be on the thumbnail. He says I'm not allowed because the algorithm, too many faces on the thumbnail. We can't have
Wow.
wrestlers and then myself. And it's always his face like this. It's always the face.
Well, how about this? You send me a picture that I can use and I will add you to the thumbnail.
Dope. But
All right.
knowing you, since you're still Santi's the main host, you probably put Santi's picture. I know you, Denise. You're
No,
gonna
no,
swerve me.
actually, no,
Yes,
no.
you are.
My graphic designer is working on one right now, and I told him Santi was out.
You're gonna
But if
swerve
you
me.
send me, I would
You're
not
gonna
do that.
swerve
If
me and
you,
put Santi in. Yes, you are.
I'm a baby face. I'm
No, you're
not a
not.
heel.
You're a tweeter. You're gonna put Santi
Yeah,
in.
believe me. Send me the picture, and I will tell my editor add Sancho to the thumbnail.
Santi's gonna DM you and be like, if you put Sancho on the thumbnail, I'm out. That's what he's
You
gonna
think
do.
I'm gonna do what Santi says?
I don't know. I
Santi
don't
is
know.
not my boss.
I don't know. He feels like my boss, and I'm scared.
This channel says Denise Salcedo, okay? Bam. Denise Salcedo makes the decisions, okay? Send me a pretty picture of yourself, little smile, and I
Okay,
will put you on the thumbnail.
I'm
And I
excited.
will make sure to promote it and be like your thumbnail podcast debut.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I
I
love it.
love it.
Okay, we're saying the same thing. All
Jeez.
right. You know what? If you as soon as you can, send the picture so that I can make that happen. All
All
right,
right.
we got Dave Cost here who says Bronson should win. Bronson should win. Kabuki Warriors should win to show strength as they lead a heel team into War Games, and Seth should be Cody Clean as a she. LOL. Yeah, right. None of which will happen. But by the way, Dave Cost does bring up a big point that I do want to talk about today. Yo, Asuka slapping the crap out of Kyrie. That built to me so much sympathy for her. I love that segment. I love the way that Asuka was being such a jerk to Kyrie and the way that she slapped her. How are you feeling about this storyline? Has it won you over? And then also Kyrie did defeat Io Sky to match up today, but of course with the help of Asuka.
At first, I like the story felt like it was one of those Triple H things where it moved along so slowly. I was hoping for major developments, and that's why I liked about this episode and the week before. I feel like we got big major developments in the story that gets me excited for anything that they do. I have a feeling though, Denise, and as someone that I'm going to say something here, and I'm wondering if you are on board with me, if anyone else is, because I had this thought when I was doing my watch party. Do you feel that the WWE is building Io and Rhea like the Golden Lovers?
Where where there's like this are they aren't they thing?
Like, just in terms of just this
No.
overwhelming platonic love for each other, respect for each other. Like, I know the Golden Lovers are a little bit too far-fetched for the WWE, but to have Rhea and Io, it just feels like they have so much sympathy and so much reverence for each other. Like, they're more than friends, they're more than family. They're like platonically in line with this universe, that they forever will have the respect, and there will be like a new Golden Lovers where they're gonna have a big moment in the ring and they have a hug. Like, that's the kind of vibe that I'm going for, like best friends in the whole wide world against the evil heels. Like, that's what I'm seeing with this, because they have really strange backstage segments where it's like Io, Rhea, and it's very like,
Here's
endearing
the
is the word
thing.
I'm looking for.
But here's the thing. Okay, Sancho, I think you are seeing a lot of fanfic online. Are you
I'm
seeing the
not.
fanfic?
I'm
Because
watching
I've
what.
seen
No,
those tweets.
I've
I've
seen what
seen
the
those tweets.
WWE is giving me. This is what they're
I've
giving me.
I've seen
That's all
tweets
I
where
watch.
people are like, "Oh, there's more happening here between Io and Rhea," and I'm like, "All right, guys, everybody is horny. I get
I'm
it.
not saying that.
Y'all
I'm saying
are
like
building way more into this."
friends. Like, come on.
Well, okay, what I'm seeing, my Twitter timeline's like, "Oh, you're not like they're in love," and I'm like, "Oh my god, what is happening here?" Right?
No, not like in
So
love.
I think Sancho, you are being influenced.
No, I'm not. I'm just. It's what the WWE is producing. Like,
But
they're.
I mean, they're just friends like any other friends, are they not?
Yeah, but
Are
there's
there
some.
any other friends like that on the show?
Like Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega, they felt like they were more than friends, and they were beyond the idea of. They were like I said,
Okay, but what
they
is
were two
more than friends, Sancho?
they're cosmic beings. They're like superstars, like
No,
mega
there's
powers,
friendship and there's lovers.
and Golden Lovers. Then there's
There's
Golden
to me,
Lovers.
there's nothing in
There's
between. Friends, lovers.
friends, lovers, and then Golden Lovers. You know what I'm saying? That's a completely different thing, Denise. Friends, lovers, Golden Lovers, where they will do anything. They will fight tooth and nail. They're gonna have a moment in the ring where they're getting destroyed, and they're gonna be like Io, Rhea, and they're like, no, I'm gonna defend you, and you're gonna defend me. You're gonna think like, oh my god, these ladies will go through hell for each other. That's the kind of love that's golden. That's what I'm talking about, you know?
Okay, fine. Look, I'm with you. I
All
think
right.
that if they did do something like that, I think all of the fans will be like, ooh,
I'm
and
just looking for a
they
big
would do
hug
it.
moment, like a big hug moment, you know, like they're bam, and it's the same thing. The camera's gonna zoom out.
I think what it
Wham.
is, it's more so to me that they work so well together, that their in-ring chemistry is so good that
Mhm.
that's why they have that respect with each other, where it's like this connection that they had in the ring that sends them, to
Like the
euphoria.
like the Golden Lovers.
Right. But what I'm seeing on social media, people are like, they're in love.
That's the internet. The internet going to internet. I'm talking about wrestling. I'm talking about what's the WWE
Lies.
give me. I'm talking about wrestling.
Lies. Thank you, Dave Koss. He also says that the best part of this Raw was that it was the women's wrestling show for the first 1.5 hours, and they rocked it. Tell Sancho the DWO catchphrase, Denise. Oh yeah, so our catchphrase when it comes to the women of wrestling is the women are money, and you got to do the little hand signal like Penta, but with the three. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Thank you, Dave. We got Randy Hayward here who says, I won a last match versus Dirty Dom. Cena wins IC title. This is another one that people have been wanting. And I think a
Sure.
lot of people have been vocal about it, that I can't imagine that WWE wouldn't at least consider it.
I'm sure it's been in that meeting, like an Unreal, or like Triple H, what about Dom? Right? That could be broadly the thing that Triple H says, but I think Dominic Mysterio has too much on his plate right now.
Yeah,
Like
he's got two titles. He's beefing it with just about like everybody.
Finn
Penta,
Balor,
AJ, Finn,
Rusev.
Rusev. Oh shit, he's feuding with like 4 people, bro.
And then that's only in WWE side. Then look at AAA. He has Vikingo. He has all the other people going for the title. I would love that. I think John Cena would probably say, I want to put Ray's kid over. That'd be nice. I doubt they're going to have Dom. Because what's good for that in that scenario, Denise, is that Dom will never shut up about it.
Yeah, no, never, never. Thank you, Randy. We got JS Cal here who says, some say if you say Joe Hendry's name, he appears. I wish he did right now. Imagine. Thank you, Jay.
from
We
the
got
arcade.
Jacob Tatum here who says, who leaves Seth's stable first? And when do you expect Gunther to challenge for the main title whenever he comes back? Plus, favorite vacation so far. Favorite vacation for me, anytime I've gone to Italy, I love Italy. Favorite vacation, Sancho?
Tokyo. Love Tokyo.
Tokyo. Never been to Japan, so I,
Oh,
I definitely got to check
you
it out someday.
never want to leave once you go. You
Oh,
would,
I bet.
yeah.
I bet. And then first to leave the stable, I would probably guess Braun Breaker because I've been thinking that that was going to be the end game for a while now. That eventually Braun and Seth would clash with each other.
It'd be Becky Lynch.
Ha! Yeah, I mean, hey, Becky Lynch has been like going off and like Seth doesn't even pay attention to her. It's wild. Thank you, Jacob. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, I'm not going to lie. I was expecting this Monday Night Raw to be one of those episodes where most of the talent took the night off to travel to Australia. So I'm surprised by how good it was today. It really was like there was a lot of little things that happened on the show that all led to something. And it felt like a big show primarily because like you had Roman and CM Punk and Jay were there. I feel like whenever you got, I mean, let's be real, you can have Roman on the show and literally no one else, and it would still be a good show. Thank you, Bob.
Absolutely. I
We
agree.
got John Taylor here who says, Sancho, don't worry about embarrassing yourself in front of Denise. A little secret about her. She loves Wheeler Yuta. His poster is next to Sabrina. John, you have officially been axed out. I do not love Wheeler Yuta.
He got good bangs. Can't hate on a guy with good bangs.
Bro, those are not good bangs. I know a good bang, and that ain't one of them. Blue Chew, promo code Denise.
Look at that. I'm the Yuta.
Horrible.
I'm Yuta-ing. That's what they say.
Hassan Butler here says, I hope they do Jimmy justice. If this wasn't for injuries, I always thought he had way more aura. Well, he's got to show it, man. He's got to show it. That's on him. Hassan Butler here says, anything new about Santos Escobar? I really liked him.
Escobar.
Well, the last I heard was that his contract was up at midnight tonight, and that's about the extent of that. I don't know what will happen next. I don't know if he'll go to AEW. I have no idea, but I'm hoping for the best for him, man.
It's kind of weird, though, if you think about it, that the Karrion Kross situation, how he was saying, and then Baron Corbin, they were both saying, like, when the WWE is not ready to re-sign you, they just use you less. And Santos just disappeared. And then he wasn't even there at Worlds Collide. His dad was there and not him. I thought that was strange.
Yeah, it's pretty savage. I feel like when it comes to certain talents and especially the Latino talents, I feel like a broken record at this point, but they don't get used in the same light. And even right now with everything going on, and I always thought that Santos did a fantastic job on NXT. And I thought that the work he did on NXT would suffice him having something more on the main roster, and it just never happened. And it's very unfortunate. Thank you, Hassan. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says Sancho's finally freed from not being on the thumbnail vortex. Yeah, because I'm not jealous of letting someone else's light shine like Santi is. Santi has not been allowing your light to shine. He's been dimming you. He's been dimming your light.
Yeah, but he gaslights me and then convinces me it's for the algorithm. And I go, you might be right.
It's lies.
You might be right.
Lies. It's lies.
You might be right, Santi. You might be right.
We got Bob Ross Jr. who says, oh wait, I already read that one. My apologies. We got Frito here who says, Jags the Chiefs. Oh shit. Interesting. Okay.
The young Jaguars. They're wild. If the team's wild and crazy, they could get the dub. You know what? It's interesting though, quickly on that. Where's the crazy young WWE rookie that's just running roughshod? Like a Javon Evans. I was gonna say
Javon's the only person I can think of right now.
I know he's appeared on SmackDown every now and then, but I just want somebody who's just young, who just throws himself into these crazy big matches. Think of like Jeff Hardy when he faced Taker. Like when is Javon Evans
one of the most memorable moments ever?
I think that's imagine if Javon Evans just like all of a sudden had a match with Cody Rhodes. Like that'd be kind of cool. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm like this. The Jaguars versus Chiefs is like a young team who are just reckless and they're throwing everything at the table. I want a wrestler to show up like that because it will then let us know like, hey, the WWE cares about its youth that it has on its roster.
Who's the Jets right now? They haven't won a game.
Who's the Jets right now? Oh, at this point, LA Knight. You know.
Oh my God, the Jets are LA Knight.
44.
No!
What they said? What he had 40 appearances on television on Monday night or something like that. Something like the most appearances ever.
I'm depressed. I'm so
Dude,
depressed.
CM Punk kind of roasted him pretty bad. That was pretty gnarly what he did to him, where he was like, yeah, all this and never ever been a champion. I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
no,
CM
by the
Punk's.
way, I didn't like that LA Knight promo. I feel like sometimes LA Knight, when he cuts a promo, you think it's great because of the way he says things and the way he does his voice. But if you listen closely, some of it, like, really, it was kind of all over the place. Like, he was talking about CM Punk being a husband and, oh, no, that's not a shot. And everybody wants love. I did think that part was funny. But then when he was saying, he was saying that, CM Punk was the worst champion ever. And we're like, okay, first of all, like, he's been champion like multiple times. Like, are we just suddenly counting
The
only
5
the
minutes.
return? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like, this doesn't make sense. And he's like, kind of shitting on him for that. And I'm like, okay, but he was also champion like way before, like, you were even in the company, whatever. And then he's like, I've beaten Seth Rollins 2 times. And I'm like, okay, who the fuck cares? What? Like, you see what I'm saying? And
It's a straw man's like kind of argument that LA Knight, you can't have him yap too much because he yaps himself into a problem.
Right. Thank you, Fredo. All right, we got Nishi Emmanuel here who says Punk cooked our
That's what I
boy
just
LA
said.
Knight on the
He
mic.
did.
When he did the how did he say it? It was
Never
the you
ever,
not
never
never.
ever,
Yeah.
ever, ever pin. You never ever was champion. Like, damn.
Yeah, it was kind of funky. Thank you, Nishi. All right, we got Larice Johnson here. It says, I say Cena versus Styles match is going to be awesome. Yep, you say it. AJ Styles says it. Everybody says it. I'm with you, Larice. All right, we got Camden here. What's up, Camden? He says, was a good Raw tonight, but bad way to end the show. All that tension between the Usos and no post-show drama. Very disappointing. So we essentially had LA Knight steal the victory from CM Punk, who CM Punk was about to get the victory for their team with the GTS on Jay, but he goes in and he pins Jey Uso. It was super, super flat. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was a flat ending.
Well, I mean, they're running out of time. It felt like everything was rushed because that 6-man took a lot of time. But hey, good on LA Knight. LA Knight, my boy, realizing that the CM Punk was gassed after the GTS, understanding that every second mattered, Denise went in for the big play. He made the smart play, and no one's going to give LA Knight credit for that. LA Knight secured the win, and that is what's the most important thing for LA Knight to do, is to get the win for the team. CM Punk, little too old to realize that, all right?
We got Dion here who says, I believe Denise, she loves to poke the bear. Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. Thank you, Dion. As soon as Sancho gets me the picture, we'll make that happen. All right, we got John Saylor. Hey, John, thank you so much for this generous super chat, dude. Holy cow. He says, I'm loving
Oh, wow.
Sancho on the show. You two have great chemistry. As a Tony Khan of the DWO, my seal of approval is large super chat, I guess. Okay, so you know what you're going to have to do, Sancho? You're going to have to like screenshot this and send it to Santi and be like, hey, running from the grind. now
right.
you're gonna be replaced and I'm gonna be put on the thumbnail.
That's right. I'm taking
That's
over.
Savage. See, this is why you never take a day off. Your replacement's always a day away.
Next man up. Next man up. That's exactly what it is.
It's like Ariana Grande. Thank you. Next. Poor Santi. All right. Thank you so much, John, for
He's
the love.
fine.
Seriously,
He's with the
man.
muscle mommies. He's fine.
Oh, I'm sure. We got Fredo here who says soulmates that aren't lovers totally see it.
That's what I'm saying, Fredo. Fredo knows what's up. That's what I mean. You're the one taking it to the internet cesspool, Denise.
I'm just saying how it is. All right, we got Dave here who says it's January 1st. You have Cena 3 questions and he has to answer you truthfully. What are you asking? At least one has to be about the farewell tour.
He's not answering any of those directly. He speaks in riddles.
Yeah, no. Okay, so like I did get to ask Cena one question when I did the interview with him for the jackpot thing, and that was before like he had announced his retirement and everything. And so I asked him like basically how he was preparing for that because he had already announced it, but we didn't have any additional information for that. So I guess I already got one question. Then I accidentally got another question. Oh, so bad. I'm busted open this weekend, Sancho. No, 2 weekends ago.
Yes.
I don't know how the topic came up with me and Mark, but it was basically if John Cena's ever had chips before. So let me ask you, Sancho, do you think John Cena has ever had chips before?
Yes,
given
of
his
course.
body.
Yes.
Okay. Mark Henry decided to text John and ask him, and I was like, no, do not ask him. Do not ask him. Okay, your answer was yes, of course?
Yes, of course he's had chips. In his life, ever in his life,
no.
when he was a child.
It's basically, the question was, do you eat chips? He says, no.
Nah, my man at least eats protein chips.
He
Come on.
says no.
Come
No,
on,
I'm talking
John.
like Cheetos, hot Cheetos, that type of stuff.
He
He
doesn't eat
said
hot Cheetos con limon. Come
no.
on.
He
Come
said
on,
no.
John.
Straight from Cena himself. He said no.
That's a
So
lie. That's a lie.
take that for what you will. So
Those are my
technically, I guess I already got 2 questions in.
those are my 3 questions. John Cena, you ever had a hot Cheeto con limon? Right. Come on, John, right here. Bam. I hit him with the hot Cheetos con limon.
John Cena, can you try this stocky? John
Yeah,
Cena, can you
exactly.
try this hot Cheeto?
Bam.
And John Cena, can you try this hot Cheeto Funyun?
Bam.
Done.
Bam. 3 questions. You know what? Actually, Denise, it's interesting. I don't know if you know about my background, but I've done what you do is interview celebrities, things like that. It is not an easy job. So I commend you for the way you conduct your interviews with celebrities and pro wrestlers, because I've had those opportunities. And it's like, man, there's sometimes where I try to forget the bad interviews that I've done, and I always replay them because I'm sure they've had so many bad interviews that they don't replay them. They just move on to their thing. But I've had bad interviews with celebrities before, and I just keep replaying them as much as possible. But I've had like red carpet things of that sort. So I just commend you for doing what you do and being able to do that in a high stakes environment. Like, I can't believe what would happen to me if John Cena called me out of a crowd to ask him a question. And then, like, at the same time, I think when you see Chris Van Vliet getting destroyed by Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman for a question, there's so many situations where, like, when I watch your work, I'm like, wow, unbelievable stuff. And then that part where you were there for CM Punk Scrum and AEW, insane. So I have to commend
Thank
you for
you.
your hard work.
Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. And yeah, no, I go back and I don't go back and watch my old stuff because I'm just like, ooh, ooh. It's just like the cringe when you go back and you read your own Facebook post from like several years ago and you're like, ill, I put that. Like, why would I do that? So that's how I feel. I get the cringe worthy.
Uh,
Thank you so much, Dave. We got JJ Castillo here who says, I know it's early to tell, but predict your men's and women's war games this year. Who will be part of it? I was under the assumption that for the women, we would have Team Becky and Team AJ. That's what I was originally thinking. And I was also originally thinking Team CM Punk and Team Seth Rollins. But now I'm not exactly so sure what that's looking like.
I'm just worried. Would the WWE put all their main eventers in the War Games match? That's be kind of wild to put all their babyface and then the Vision with like Drew McIntyre or Brock Lesnar in all in one match. That'd be wild. At least I'm hoping for the women that it'd be much more interesting for what's the word I'm looking for? For the women, I'm like last year they had just heels versus faces, and I did not enjoy that. But at least this year you could build up. You could put Secret Harvest in there. That'd be kind of nice. You could put Charlotte and Alexa. That'd be nice to have the tag team. So that way, something I talk about this. If you put Charlotte and Alexa in that match, at least you'd be able to splinter off tag team matches from there. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, but definitely Becky would have to be one side. And then you have the Secret Harvest being part of that. You could see that too. But it just shows you that there's a lack of heels on the women's roster that are not Nia Jax. Like that's a tough thing beyond that, because when you start scraping the barrel in terms of like who else can we put in there, I guess you could put the Kabuki Warriors, you could put Secret Harvest and Becky, but then you're like, okay, it's be weird because then you have to have Rhea and Io on the other side, the Golden Lovers, and then you got to have Charlotte and Alexa. So maybe, I don't know. I don't. It's not as clear to me yet, and you know why, Denise? Because the WWE is not putting those pieces together like they're doing the men's side. The men's side, you could kind of like work on it. You could kind of figure it out. You could see the tea leaves that they're building.
That usually happens with the women too,
exactly.
all the time. It's like, let's just throw in every babyface woman versus every heel woman, and let's move on with the day. That's usually what they do, which they shouldn't do. By the way.
Which they have they have the opponents like you mentioned, Becky and AJ. You could have AJ Lee easily recruit the faces, and then Becky will recruit the heels. It's not that difficult for them to do. They have the both captains, which I feel like is always the hardest part. But once you get the captains, everything else falls in line.
Yeah. Like that's usually like the drawing point right there with the captains for sure. Thank you so much, JJ. We got the Miss Demon Josh here. It says Bailey's influencing Lyra, and she might be heel soon. Yeah, I think that might be happening, and I'm kind of with it because one of the main things that I feel that Lyra has always had, which is the wrestling, but the other thing has been, showing more of her personality. We gotten to see so much of it now with her feud with Becky throughout the last, year or so. So her now kind of maybe going and possibly turning heel with Bailey and kind of acting a little cuckoo. I think that might actually work out very
Did
nicely.
you mean that? Did you do that on purpose?
Do what purpose?
Cuckoo?
Cuckoo?
Because she's a bird? Ah,
No! Oh, I didn't think about it that way. That
yeah.
was accidental. I'm not
the
that smart, Sancho.
the bird lady going cuckoo.
I wasn't smart enough to
Ooh.
think about it in those ways. I
I
would I
like
would
it.
love to take credit and say that
Tweet
was
it
my
out.
brain, but it wasn't.
Tweet it out. Can't believe Lyra Carey has gone cuckoo.
Thank you, Josh. We got Fredo here who says those TV appearances pay pretty well. A lot of guys would love to be in that LA night spot. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. I'm with you, Fredo. Victor Hugo here says, I was at the Dallas show, my first show ever. Oh, hell yeah, Victor. I hope
Ooh.
you had a good time,
Oh
man.
yeah,
It's like
dude.
3 people that I know already that were at that show, which is awesome.
Mm.
We got Bob Ross Jr. Bob, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, I was about to go to an NXT taping tomorrow, but I just found out that they are doing a double taping for next week's show since most of the production staff is going to be in Australia. So now I'm rethinking everything. Well, I mean, you can go, and if you get tired or bored, you can leave early. But I wouldn't skip out on it. Honestly, Bob, I would still show up and go to the show. You might have a great freaking time.
Yeah.
And especially since they're doing the showdown tomorrow, I think it's worth going. And if you could leave right afterwards, honestly. Bob, I hope you check it out. Thank you
You're
so
not
much for the
allowed to
super chat.
leave, Bob. You can't leave. You have to watch everything.
You got to stay there or else, you'll go viral on the internet or
Yeah,
something.
HBK is gonna come out and say, "You gotta sit down, pal."
Yeah, imagine you're getting up right as someone
Dude,
slaps you. Oh, that's the
that would
worst.
be so awkward. You get up and it's Sean's like in the concourse for some reason. You're like, "Hey, where are you going?"
Yeah, yeah. I remember this one time actually, like a couple of years ago, I left a SmackDown early.
Oh
And I remember
no!
I was tired, okay? And I had shit to do. So I was like, I'm gonna leave. Like it wasn't one of the greatest SmackDowns.
Yeah,
And then as I was walking, I was just trying to be no one
discreet.
see
Yeah,
me. I was
discreet.
trying to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
discreet.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
walking out, and turns out they're getting ready to film a segment in that exact fucking hallway that I was at. And I was like, "Oi," and I'm like running my ass out of the door. I'm like, I don't want to get seen be leaving the show.
Oh no!
Crazy. Anyways, yeah, it was a good time. Thank you, Bob. We got John Taylor here who says, also, I'd like to point out that Sancho was right on the time. Unlike Santi. Yeah, that's true. Santi usually keeps us waiting. We got to roll out the red carpet and everything.
Oh wow! Dang!
We got JJ Castillo here who says, I'm
I
happy
was scared to
Sancho.
be late.
No, you were right on time. Like you even came early actually, because I was still playing the Blue Chew ad when you came in.
I was
Yeah.
scared. I was like, "What time do you have to be out?" You're like, "Right after Raw." I'm like, okay.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Like this is, and you can be like 100% honest.
No, I'm all ears.
Do I sound mean on text?
No.
Because sometimes I'm very direct, and I started to think I don't put emojis, I don't put LOL. I just say
No, no.
very straightforward. So I'm starting to think that I sound mean.
I'm a pro. You're a pro. I wanted to be on time and early because I'm a professional.
Because I texted you, I was like, "We're on immediately," and then that was it.
I'm a professional. You say you're on immediately, I'm there.
Yeah. So I scared Sancho into being early.
You reminded me. You're told you're a pro, and I've treated you as a pro. I'm always here.
That's amazing. JJ Castillo says, I'm happy Sancho's on the post show. Love his content. You both have great chemistry already. Maybe he will replace Santi in the future. LOL. Hope you both enjoy the rest of your week.
They say Santi is the
Damn.
Marty Jannetty of wrestling is cool. What can I say?
Damn. Everyone's turning on poor Santi. Wow.
It's over for him,
Savage.
Denise. It's my time now.
It's my time. All right. Thank you, JJ. We got Randy Hayward here. It says the bird lady has great tail feathers. Oh, come on. Come on, Randy. Come on. Thank you for the super chat, Randy. Alrighty, guys. I'm finally all caught up with everything, guys. We had a great time today doing the post show. I seriously want to thank Sancho for coming on for doing the show. Send me your picture because I don't have one of you that I can use for the thumbnail. So I need a picture right now. So immediately. Immediately.
What if I send you a picture of Santi?
I have pictures of Santi. I have the same 3 pictures of Santi. All right. No, seriously, thank you so much for doing this post show with us. Thank you to everybody who watched. Tell the people where they can find you, support you. Do that. Yeah. Are you gonna send me one you already have, or are you gonna take one?
This is what you get right here.
Oh, no, but you got to take a picture with your phone so that it's high quality. Because if I screenshot it, the quality won't be good. It's got to be like high quality, you know? So you got to get your phone and take the picture.
She's yelling at me. I'm
Yeah,
scared.
I'm like, get the phone and take the picture.
I'm
Because if
scared.
not, it's low res and it won't
Ah,
look good.
with the front camera, back camera, I'm scared, Denise.
Um, Front camera is fine.
Oh God, I'm scared. I'm gonna do it wrong. You can find me at Sancho West at everything in terms of X and Instagram for reactions. You can find me on Sancho West Wrestling for my YouTube. Trying to get that bad boy up. Santi told me if I get to 100K subscribers, he'll put me on the thumbnail, which we're getting there. We're getting there. But also support me on the podcast. Wrestling is cool, the coolest podcast on the planet, as Santi says. And so join the Patreon, patreon.com/Santi's app. Yes, Denise, the Patreon that I'm supporting is ours, but
I
it's his
know.
name.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen.
Support us.
Damn, stealing your sunshine, bro.
Walking next to sunshine. What can I say?
That's amazing. All righty, guys. Well, if you guys already know where, make sure to support Sancho where he said all the places. As for me, if you're already here, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out Denise's pieces at _ Denise Salcedo across all the social media platforms. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone. Take care.